past. Let's talk about who's next when it comes to basketball, women's basketball stardom. Now, I'm going to take some of my own readers to task, Ryan. I'm going to do it. Normally, I don't respond to criticism of my ideas. I submit them under the assumption that I'm correct, and I securely let people debate it out in the comments and in the emails and everything else. I submitted that there has been a bit of an omerta on Notre Dame's star guard, Hannah Hidalgo, in mainstream sports because of something that she posted in October 2024. I submitted that, and many people are arguing that no, perhaps she's not as talked about because it's Notre Dame, or there's another star on the team, or it just takes a while, or no, it's this. It's this. This is a Earth 2, very ideologically informed atmosphere when it comes to women's college basketball. Posting something from Candace Owens about how gay marriage is a sin in that environment will cause them not to want to elevate you. And then that will inform the broader conversation. Because let me just tell you, insofar as a subjective thing like this can be objective, Hannah Hidalgo, who is a finalist for the Naismith Player of the Year at 5'6", which is the Defensive Player of the Year, and a finalist for Player of the Year, is absolutely electric. Just fun to watch. I know some of you don't want to watch women's basketball. I'm telling you, incredible to watch.
I told you this like 3 or 4 years ago that you were going to start thinking this. And you're like, no.
I don't know. Look, this is a separate conversation, Mr. Father of Daughters. But she's absolutely electric. Just when it comes to who would you theoretically market, I believe, Ryan, if this had not happened, we would be hearing about her all over the place. And it's been bizarre to watch her career progress without that just widespread acclaim. And whenever they put people on the covers of the ESPN women's basketball tournament page, maybe she'll be on the side. They don't want to promote her. It's obviously this. You hear people whisper about it behind the scenes enough. And now with Juju Watkins injured out with this ACL tear, are they going to begrudgingly give her the spotlight, or is it just going to be more of this America?
How far she advances. I mean, they have to get to the Final Four, and then I think that's when people are going to latch on more. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, she beat Paige Beckers and Juju Watkins head to head this season. Like, yeah. Are we sure? Like, how is she just coming up now? And yeah, she has not been foisted into the public consciousness in a manner conducive with her performance on the court. And so when you start to look at the reasons, I think that you've probably nailed why. And I really do kind of wish we could go back and put the genie back in the bottle and go back to like the 90s, where I had no idea what any of these players thought about anything. And I don't know.
Charlie Ward hated the Jews. That was one feature of the 1990s. But I like how David Stern handled that one, where he was asked if there was going to be some punishment for things that Ward had said. And he said, no, the punishment is just the negative assessment of one's own peers. I'm paraphrasing it all. There wasn't this urge to, I don't know, make him do an apology tour like the Kyrie Irving incident. But yeah, we knew less, to what you're saying about what people believed. This one is an interesting.
Wish we knew less. That's a little strong. I wish that with what we do know, we didn't let it like kind of color our how much
analysis
or lack thereof, like what their performance on the court gets.
Well, I think this is a special circumstance because it's not as mainstream a product, and there's this filtering system of getting called up to the big leagues of what's promoted as the face of, versus these other sports where I made the analogy, it's almost like how the Cardinals have to nominate the Pope. Otherwise, you're not going to hear about it. And you don't even know who the Cardinals are, but you're not going to hear about who they're going to nominate as the Pope unless they nominate the Pope. And that's the case with something like this. And I think Juju Watkins was nominated. The Cardinals nominated Watkins as the Pope. There's a Nike angle here, which maybe I should have given more of a mention to.
By Clutch.
Yep, rep by Clutch, Nike. She's in LA, which is the capital of basketball as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of there's something organic and also top down to the effort to make Watkins the next thing. And for all I know,
gets that too.
To a degree, she does, yes. Although Paige Beckers, it's not like she's been developing into something different necessarily than what she was at the early on in the stardom, but she's there and there's a lot of publicity. There's a Nike element to it. There's something organic to the Watkins phenomenon, but also top down. And I think a lot of people would be surprised if you went to casual sports fans and you said, do you think Juju Watkins is by far head and shoulders the best player in women's college basketball? I think they would assume yes, based on how it's been marketed. And they might be surprised to know that there's this 5'6" woman who's arguably better. And when I say arguably, I would say better. I'm not saying she's going to be better as a pro. I can't tell you that because of the size, and it's not really my sport like that. But in this context, yes, but not nominated. Cardinals have not nominated this particular Pope nominee, to use a religious metaphor.
Well, okay, if they make the Final Four, you can look forward to her getting a lot of attention for her play on the court and a lot of attention for this past thing. And I think that she'll probably get asked about it, and that's going to create another news cycle.
It depends on how she handles it, too. I mean, that's what's interesting here is the potential for a disturbance in the force. I mean, if she just doesn't care and she sticks to her guns on this sort of thing in that culture, I mean, it's funny. It is funny in a way. And I'm not endorsing what she said or Candace Owens. I don't like Candace Owens, but
she doesn't like us either.
I know. She's made that pretty clear. Yeah. So, but there's something funny to me about these sorts of monkey's paw wishes that get fulfilled in the wrong way. The NBA goes, please, I want to get more international so I can make money, make my sport global. And God says, your wish is granted. I give you a superstar from Slovenia and from Serbia and from Greece. I like this stuff where it's so much complaining. Oh my God, Caitlin Clark is the new thing. All these people just like her because she's white. And, you know, all these MAGA people like her. We need someone different, someone to be the next incandescent women's basketball superstar. And God says, yes, your wish is granted. We have an absolutely incandescent, fun to watch, thrilling on both sides of the court, black woman who says gay marriage is a sin. It's funny. It's funny to see how it's got to be handled and processed if it's not addressed or if it's even added to. So it amuses me, Ryan. It amuses me.
I think the public is going to gravitate to her. I feel like we're in this era where the public is contrarian against what we are, against like whoever's anointed in media and entertainment. And it's like kind of the public that they get behind the underdogs in these races. And so there's going to be an element of that once she's discovered by more people, which would happen if they make the Final Four.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, that's if this past thing, this lingering shadow, which it's criticized and referred to by some of the influencers who are really into women's basketball, and the former coach of Notre Dame ripped her for it publicly. But maybe it's just a hear no evil, speak no evil. We never discuss it again, and we pretend it never happened, and we market her as the next big thing because she's the one.
She's going to be asked about it, and that'll be a fork in the road.
Yeah, and she might not approach it the way Caitlin Clark has approached it, with that sort of deafness, or maybe even not deafness, but willingness to be deferential. So